posting right here. One Punch Man Season 3 director Shinpei Nagai deactivates X account amid fan harassment. Now this is really unfortunate, as I have responded to a couple of videos, more specifically Mastar. In Mastar's video, he made the insinuation that fans are pretty much to blame for why One Punch Man Season 3 is getting a lot of heat. And I pushed back on that, basically saying that no, it's not the fans. We are responding directly to the quality of the work that has been put out. And frankly, although episode 2 has been a little better, so far, One Punch Man Season 3 has been a disappointment. Episode 1 was just a glorified slideshow that lasted for 24 minutes. Episode 2 still had subpar animation, but the ending of that, when Garo was getting ready to fight the insect god and the King the Ripper, who was getting ready to fight those guys, that actually had impressed me, and I was actually looking forward to episode 3. But reading this right here from the director that he suspended his account and deactivated it, that leads me to believe that the remainder of season 3 of One Punch Man is going to be a complete and utter disaster. And that is not the fault of the fans or anything like that. That is the fault of JC staff. And if we want to go ahead and extend it like Vincent Chansard in one of my other videos, a One Piece animator stated, the production committee, i.e. Bandai Namco. I want to go ahead and get into this right here. But before I do make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. Let's go ahead and just read the top right here. This is just a summation of all of what's been happening on Twitter. Culture Crave down here below has a screenshot of Shinpei Nagai's last Twitter post, and we will definitely get off into that. But the summation right here basically says Shinpei Nagai, the director of One Punch Man Season 3, deactivated his account after enduring relentless harassment from fans and content creators that affected his mental health and the production team's morale. Now, let me just say something right off the bat. I do not endorse or condone harassment of anyone online whatsoever over anything for any reason. If people are harassing him and harassing the director and the production staff over the quality of One Punch Man Season 3, that shouldn't be done. That said, the word harassment is very broad, and some people might just level a simple criticism, which I do. I once again say I only criticize the work. And I do criticize JC staff, and I will now start criticizing Bandai Namco. All these parties that have been responsible for just pushing this franchise into the ground. That type of criticism, I think, is absolutely warranted. These companies should be willing to receive feedback, whether it's positive or negative. In some cases, the negative one is probably more important than the positive ones, but I think each one is equally important. So to say that everything that's being directed at the director and at JC staff is just harassment, that I think that's unfair on the part of the director to come out and say that. But if it is actual harassment where people are being called names, people are being threatened, people are just being ridiculed, and it has nothing to do with the work, that should not be tolerated whatsoever. The post goes further on to say that the guy criticized those who distorted his statement, breached NDAs, and exploited the project's challenges for online engagements. Now, whoever breached NDAs, that is not anyone that is in the, probably not in the content creator space, unless you're a huge content creator. You're not supposed to be using backwater information to help push this stuff out there. So that is probably more directed towards people that are within the industry. Now, whoever leaked his identity, somebody, I don't know who said they leaked his identity, but I do know that the director was not released until several months before the One Punch Man Season 3 was about to be released. I think that was over on Anime Corner. Let me see, when was One Punch Man? Let's see, when was One Punch Man? I gotta go ahead and see here. Right here, Anime Corner. This I remember because I did a story on this back in the month. I asked to keep it under wraps. One Punch Man Season 3 director opens up on late reveal. So right here, this is where he said that In the midst of that, JC Staff became a long-term partner, commissioning me, that's the Shinpei Nagai, for storyboards and direction throughout the year. However, since I'm relatively unknown and don't have standout achievements as an animator, I thought it might give a bad impression, so I asked to keep it under wraps. So apparently somebody may have revealed who he was. And Shinpei Nagai, if you guys have never seen Gangsta, Gangsta is a really great animation. Unfortunately, it ended too quickly. But if you have the chance to watch it, I think it might still be available on Hulu. So go check out Gangsta. Gangsta's a really good animation. It doesn't sound like he was a director on that. It sounds like he just worked on it. So he's probably never had been a director before, and this is his first job. So I can understand him not wanting to be revealed and everything like that. But when no information is being revealed about this prized franchise, no trailers, no teasers, and what we did get was just god awful. No anything about the story, no anything about the opening themes or anything. We didn't get any of that for the longest time until right before One Punch Man season 3 was to be released. So that I can understand coming from that perspective, but at the same time, he did ask for it not to be released. But I think us fans, we did have a expectation to go ahead and know who's being involved in the project. But let's go ahead and just pull up the actual tweet that he had posted before he closed off his account. And this was courtesy of Culture Crave. They were able to take a snapshot. And let's go ahead and read this right here. It obviously is translated from Japanese. It goes, I have some rather unfortunate news. There are a few people among my followers who are pretending to be allies but are actually engaging in rage baiting. So I've decided to delete my account. Their actions, such as taking my statements out of context, trying to elicit comments that violate NDAs, or turning them into profit, are unacceptable and cannot be overlooked. I've always done my best for the fans with utmost sincerity, but I've come to the conclusion that continuing in this environment is untenable for this project. It's always the genuine fans who end up suffering the most. I cannot forgive those who tarnish the staff's honor or exploit the struggles of the creators for profit through hate. Therefore, I will also be deleting Shinpei Nagai's account entirely. I will not create any accounts in the future either. I cannot overlook actions that degrade the work itself, so I ask for your understanding. Honestly, this is taking a toll on my mental health, and it only brings negatives to the work, the staff, and the original creators. But such despicable behavior is unforgivable. To the fans who have been truly kind to me, I want to express gratitude and apologies. It was truly enjoyable. Now, I can certainly empathize, but I can't sympathize with what the Shinpei Nagai is typing right here. I'm gonna go again from my perspective. I only criticize the work. I don't criticize the individual whatsoever. And I think as creatives, we should want people to want to criticize our work. And some people will say that it's toxic and that it's mean-spirited and it's all this. No, as I mentioned in my response to Mastar, sometimes fans get very passionate because they get very invested into these properties. We got very invested into One Punch Man, all based on what we experienced in season 1. Season 1 is still one of the best seasons of anime ever created. That's why we talk about it so much. And then when we got the work of season 2 from JC Staff, we were let down, but we were still invested. We still were looking forward to what this franchise had to offer. And then now we got season 3 of One Punch Man, and it is a further degradation to the property. And fans are disappointed. They're upset. We're upset. We expect more of this franchise. We're upset at JC Staff. We're upset at Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco should be ashamed of itself that they would not invest the money into this property that would actually make this thing shine, just like Demon Slayer, just like Jujutsu Kaisen, just like My Hero Academia. this series had the potential for all of that. It came out before all of them. I'm pretty sure it serves as a standard for all those anime right there. And this is what we get right here from Bandai Namco, from JC staff, is this shoddy work. And like I said at the beginning of this video, the fact that Shinpai Nagai has decided that he wants to just check out and get off of X completely, that tells me that the rest of this season is just going to be complete garbage. It's just going to be a shit show. It's going to have bad animation. It's going to have bad artwork. It's going to have bad music. It's going to have bad voice acting. It's just, it doesn't put any more confidence that the director has decided that he won't stand behind the work. He's obviously sitting here and he is defending his staff, which is honorable. But again, I'm only talking about the work. I'm only talking about the output. I agree with this first comment right here from this Steven Turner. He goes, honestly, it's kind of hard to have any sympathy for them with how atrocious season 3's animation is. That many years and looks like something a fucking high school class made. I can't disagree. Let's see what people, some people are trying to come back at him. It's a fucking anime. They aren't killing people. What the fuck? I'm like, wait a minute. He's got harsh criticism. Why are you mad that he's just giving harsh criticism? And then this is a person that says, blame it on the higher ups, buddy, not the director, who admitted that he was himself surprised. No, I blame all parties involved. I blame all parties involved. It's like all these people are coming at him, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of them are probably bots, but I think his comment is on point. It's on point. There's another one. What's unforgivable is that he would act oblivious as to the quality of this season, especially in comparison to season 1. Just be transparent about why it turned out that way and apologize for the end product. These people are such victims, no wonder they can't make anime. Now, I think that part right there is, the last sentence is not warranted. I've seen JC staff do good work. Let me go over to my Crunchyroll again, and I'll show you one of the works that they do. By the way, this anime right here, Let's Play, it actually is pretty good. Let's Play is a pretty good anime. But where is my reincarnated as a daughter? Right here. Dad is a hero. Mom is a spirit. I'm a reincarnator. This is a great anime. I call it reincarnated as a daughter, or reincarnated as a daughter. That's what I call it. Reincarnated as a daughter. It's a great anime. It's from JC staff. JC staff has done the work on this. So they can do anime. They're good. It's just that I think One Punch Man is just beyond their area of expertise. And I wouldn't even compare it to season 1. I would compare it to season 2 because JC staff themselves compare it to themselves to season 2. In episodes 1 and 2, they do flashbacks to artwork that was done in season 2. So I completely empathize with Shinpai Nagai-san. This is a tough world, but at the same time, we're all criticizing the work and the work only. That's all we are going to criticize. I hope you take care of your health. I hope everything goes well with you and everything like that, and you come back stronger. But once again, this is just on the work of One Punch Man, which has turned out to be a disappointment, and you frankly leaving X/Twitter just tells me that the remainder of the season it's not going to get any better. But those are my thoughts on the issue. What do you guys think about this? Jump down in the comments and let me know what you think, and make sure you do like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. And remember, this is Chris Bolt signing off, and I will catch you guys in the next video. You take it easy.